Alrighty guys, welcome back. This is ID Jester. We are back playing Panzer Grenadier here. This is scenario number 1 from Kursk, South Front. We had just finished turn 1. Everyone had activated except for these guys in the town, and yeah, I don't think any of these guys are going to move, so the round is going to end, so we don't need to, we can go ahead and finish up the round here. A couple things of note: this tank that moved over here, I noticed it still had the dug-in marker on it, so I took that off. And there was one other thing that I saw, and I don't remember what it was, but if I do remember, I'll let you know. There is one thing we need to take care of before we go to turn round 2, though, and that is leader casualties. So if leaders in hex where any units suffer a step loss, he may be killed or badly wounded. After all step losses have been applied and all morale checks are completed, the owner player rolls 2 dice for each leader in the hex, subtracting 1 from the results for every step loss suffered by friendly units in the hex. On a modified result of 2 or less, the leader is eliminated. So we actually had a couple step losses. This engineer squad up here got a step loss, and you can see that black bar on it that represents it's now. So we have actually 2 leaders, I believe, in this hex. Is there 2 leaders in there? For some reason, I have to slide this over. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 leaders. So got to roll for both of these leaders. And we also had a step loss of mortar, 82 millimeter mortar unit down here. So this lieutenant needs to. So we have to roll for some checks here for the leaders, which we forgot to do. So we will start with the Hostemführer. Hey, Boo Tweezers, how you doing, buddy? So 1 step loss, so we're going to subtract 1 from the 2 dice we roll. Let's see what we end up getting. So roll a 7 minus 1 is 6, so he's okay, didn't die. And then we do need to check on the Scharfenführer. And he rolls an 8 minus 1 is 7. So both of those leaders survived the engineer unit taking a step loss. Now we need to check the lieutenant down here, which was with the 82 millimeter that got eliminated. If we actually go to our graveyard, you see a couple of his units got eliminated on that big artillery barrage that we put in that hex. So the lieutenant we'll get a -1 for the step loss, and we rolled an 8, so all the leaders ended up fine. Okay, so no big issue there, but I did want to refresh everyone's memory because I completely forgot that. So yeah, I think we're done. We can clear markers there, so everyone's back normal. So we have a couple demoralized and a disrupted leader there. And I don't believe anything with the Russians at this point. Okay. So the all-important initiative is now up because whoever is going to get first shot or first opportunity might have the advantage. So we shall see. All right, so first will be a die for the Germans. He rolled a 6. He's got a +3, so he's got 8. Now for the Soviets, he rolls a 3 plus 2 is a 5. The difference between these is 5 from 8 is 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. You round up to 2. So the Germans actually get 2 activations before the Soviets get to do anything. He says. So, what are they wanting to do? Obviously, demoralizing or disrupting any of these guys might be a good idea. Although right now it's just a swarm of guys coming in there. So the Soviets probably aren't going to have an opportunity to pack up their 57 millimeter, put it on the wagon, and get out of there in time. But as we talked about in the intro video, those units are basically just a speed bump to kind of slow the Germans down, because the Germans want to take the town. So I think what the Germans are going to do are this Panzer 3G, all German AFV units have leaders. So he's going to activate, and when he activates, he can activate all of the AFVs in his hex and surrounding hexes. So he's going to activate all of these guys right here. They're all going to be activated. Now, you don't have to, you can complete them in any order you want, movement and fire and everything, but you do have to tell the person you're playing with who you're activating to fire and who you're activating to move. And then you can do them in any order, and once you announce them, you can't change your mind. So we're going to announce that we are moving this SK7 and we're going to move this K7. And the 3 tanks are going to fire. I believe so. So the next most important thing that we need to talk about with the rules for Panzer Grenadier is, and that's 11.2 in the rule book, 4th edition, if you're following along at home, and you should be. Armor efficiency. Some armor units, due to their high caliber of training, equipment, and their experience, are rated as efficient. If they have a printed anti-tank values on their counters, they can make 2 anti-tank fire attacks per turn, either in their action segment or during opportunity fire, but not one of each. The 2 attacks needed may not be made against the same target. The following units always have armor efficiency, unless the scenario states otherwise. Any full-strength German AFV units, full-strength Soviet Guard units in scenarios taking place in 1943 or later, full-strength American, Commonwealth, French, and Polish AFV units in scenarios taking place in 1944 or later, and then otherwise specified in the game's special rules. This unit here, this Grant, is actually a RKKV unit, and it does not have armor efficiency. If it was a Soviet, which is the slash Soviet Guards with the red slash, it would automatically have it, but it does not. But these Germans do. So the first thing we're going to do is this unit right here in Hex 1214, the Panzer 3G, has a firepower of 3 and a range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it's always 6. So he's going to take a shot from his hex at this Grant unit right there. So we're going to have some tank-on-tank combat. And unlike a lot of other tactical games, tank-on-tank combat, or anti-tank combat, is really easy in this game. All you're going to do is add your attack firepower. In this case, over in the bottom right-hand corner of this counter, it's a 3-7. Firepower 3, range of 7. And you're going to subtract the armor value, which is the number in front of the tank, in this grant, which is a 3. And so in this case, 3 attack, minus 3 armor. So it's going to give him a 0 attack. Obviously, let's say he had a 5 attack and he had a 2 armor. Then we get a plus 3. So you're going to get a number by just comparing your attack value and subtracting the armor value. Then all you have to do is have the right charts up on the screen, but I didn't, so you're just going to have to wait on me. And then all you have to do is just roll on this little table here. You're going to roll 2 dice, and if you roll 9, total of 9 or less, nothing happens. If you roll 10 or 12 total, then target's going to lose a step. And if it survives at reduced strength, it must make an M2 morale check. And if you roll 13 or more, then the target is eliminated. Let's look at any modifiers. So does it occupy heavy forest or jungle? No. Hedgerow? No. Slope or steep slope? No. Target moved in an immediately preceding action segment? No. Efficient firing unit moved or will move this turn. Opportunity fire, targets dug in. Target is more than 5 hexes from the firing unit. More than 5 hexes. I believe that is the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he is 6 hexes away. These guys over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they are also 6 hexes away. So he will get a -1 to his attack roll. Target fired on when spotting range 1 or 2 due to night or with no. And personnel firing anti-tank against the target with no. Crossing a river, no. Target occupies adjacent hex, no. Target is attacking this turn through 2 or more non-adjacent hexes sides. It's a crossfire. So if you're attacked this way and then the next attack comes in from a different hex side, then you get crossfire bonus. So it looks like he's just going to get a -1 to his attack roll. So his first shot, because yes, he does have armor efficiency, he's going to get two shots. Let's take a look. First shot is a 9. Oh, wow, that would have hit, except for he's 6 hexes away. So that drops it from 9 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, damn. So he's going to miss his first shot. Second shot is a 4. So no effect. So we're going to mark him activated because he is done. So we will attack with this Panzer 3G. We'll just choose the top unit. Doesn't really matter. He's also going to take a shot at this grid. Or is he not? When you are... Actually, that is a good question. When they are firing... So he's going to take 1 shot with his AT on the Grant tank. Unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, he is 6 away, so he's going to get a -1. He rolls at 11, though. -1 is a 10. Kabooey, kapowie, kaboosh. So 10 to 12, the target's going to lose a step and has to make a morale check. So Grant tanks are blown up. We'll flip this unit over. Bloop. And it needs to make an M2 check. Morale 2 check. And he rolls a 10 plus 2 is 12. Holy crap. Their morale is only an 8. So he failed by more than 3. So he is going to actually He's going to demoralize. Where is it? There we go. So he's going to go right to demoralized. Oof. Brutal. So great shots there by the Panzer 3G. So we've already announced what is firing and what is moving. So we actually have this guy's going to be mark activated. So we actually have this guy left. If I can move him to the top, that would be great. So he can't now go, oh, I'm going to move since you blew up, you know, the unit I was shooting at. But that's okay because he is going to use his... He's going to use his machine guns at these units that are dug in. All right. So that's going to be the old direct fire. He's got 7 firepower at a range of 5. They are 3 hexes away, so he can be spotted. So 7 firepower, -1 for the dug-in. So he's going to actually go down to the 4 column. And he's actually going to, you know what? He would actually go down to the 2 column because he also gets a -1 column because he is 3 hexes away. You know what? If that's the case, he's going to go ahead and say, screw that. Let's shoot at these tanks. You know what? No, better yet. Range is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, all right. Let's see what the modifiers are on that. If we were to shoot at these units. Now, these units are in... Oh, you can't see unless I move this, but these guys are actually in an entrenchment. So that's probably a minus something. No. I believe, let me look at the TEC for this entrenchment. Yeah, it's a -2 direct fire, bombardment fire, or assault fire. Okay, so you can't actually target the things that are in there. Damn, okay. Because it's not an actual AT gun. Right, okay. Or AT. So, yep, I guess he's going to go after the demoralized guy. 2 shots. Let's see what he can do. 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. Damn, miss. Next, 7. So he's done. He didn't get to do anything. Mark activated. Alright, now comes the fun part. We are going to move this SK7. It costs 4 for them, plus 1 because of the mud for the scenario. It costs 5 to move into that hex. So, the 76, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes away. So it's 6 hexes away. He's got a firepower of 5. This is going to get real ugly really fast. Actually, yeah, the Germans might have pushed these guys a little too fast, too hard. Because that is going to be brutal attack. 5, opportunity fire, 5. -0 is a +5, but he does get the, I believe, doesn't he get the woods? Let's see. Woods. Yeah, -1 to 18. So it's only going to be a +4, but yeah, I think he's going to go ahead and activate his 76.2 millimeter for opportunity fire on that unit. Let's see what he gets. Wow. 4 plus 4 is only 8. Wow, I thought that thing was dead for sure, for sure. Wow, 5 minus 1 for the woods is 4, so yeah, he only gets to add 4. So opportunity fire and could not. There we go. Bloop. So he's opportunity fired once now. So whew, that guy is feeling lucky. Very lucky. Well, let's see how this guy feels as he moves into this hex. Same thing and same result. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? He gets a -1 because of the distance as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. You get -1 for the woods, -1 for the distance. So actually, he would add a -2 to his attack. 5 versus 0. So he's only going to get a +3 to his attack. Let's see what he does here. 5 plus 3 is 8. He missed both of his shots. Unbelievable. The Russians have to go back to training school here, and the Germans consider themselves very, very lucky. Holy cow. That is crazy. So these two units, or all these units, can be marked as activated because they are going to be... I mean, I could move these SK7s out of there, but yeah, they don't, because they're just like transports. They don't really count as victory points, so it doesn't matter if they get blown up, just like the wagon that got blown up for the Soviets. All right, so that was actually the first activation. As you recall, the 6 to 3 was the initiative. 6 plus 3 was 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. The distance was 8 to 5 was 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. Rounded up is 2. So the Germans actually get another activation before. And they were gonna lay some more artillery. Oh, you know what? We forgot to look at our artillery box. Everything's now back to normal. One thing we did forget to do is go to the time track, actually, and move it up to the 16:15 mark of the turn. There we go. So, what are they going to do now? They're going to have a massive attack. 18 and 18 there. They can start moving units up. Or we can call in that artillery barrage. An entrenchment hex really sucks, though. Let's look at the what we got for bombardment fire. So we got 16, 16. Is that what they were? 16s? Yeah, 16, 16, 16. Was that 48? So it'd be on the 42 column, -2 for the entrenchments. So they actually only be on the 21 column. So they get a -2 for the entrenchments. They would get a bonus against the AT gun, 57 millimeter. They would actually take the same roll and use that against the 57 millimeter. Does it contain 3 combat units? I don't think it does. No, it does not. A wagon and a leader are not considered combat units. So it only has 2. Yeah. Okay. Wow. The Russians did a much better job of keeping their units separated or spread out. Yeah, what is he going to do? Yeah, I think we're going to try to lay some artillery in here. I think it's going to be the thing to do. We definitely want to move our units up. I mean, we're going to move our units up anyways, even if the artillery does nothing. But if it can break these guys and demoralize them or whatever, that would be a good thing. All right, and I think we are going to go ahead and where is our off-board artillery? Is it popping up somewhere? Looks like it is. Why is it? Oh, there it is. 30 minus 2 would take us down to the 16 column. Then we would have 16 left on something else. No, I think we're going to go all in again. You know, Tony convinced me last time. So 42 drops 2 columns because of the... you know what? Yeah. Or we could do it on the... these guys have an... yeah, I think it's... Yep, we're going to use it all. Fire, fire, fire. And obviously any of these leaders can spot the unit, even though it's in limited terrain, and call in support. So, let's see what we can do. So we're actually going to be on the 21 column against the infantry. We're going to be, because of that 50 one unit is an anti-tank gun, we're actually going to get a column shift back over for that. So we only lose 1 column. But we use the same roll. So we still need a good roll. We need something really high or really low. Here we go. It's a 5. 5's not bad. Let's see what we get for a 5. So against the soft squishy units, it's an M, and against the AT gun, it's an M1. Okay. So let's look at the M. I can't. Why? I know what I'm going to do. Because these things keep popping up and off the screen and I can't see them. I'm actually just going to switch this over like that. That way when they pop up, I can actually see what the hell is there. Alright, so leader with no modifier value. Let's see how the leader feels about this attack here. M result, he is an 8. He rolled a 3, he's fine. He can give his morale bonus to the infantry unit, but the infantry unit, he doesn't give one, so the infantry unit is going to be an 8. He rolled a 2. Digitally, we rolled a 1-1. So those guys are fine. Now the 57 millimeter is going to be a M1, so we're going to add 1 to his result. He rolled an 8 plus 1 is 9. He actually fails and becomes, you guessed it, disrupted. So a little bit of activity there. Huge artillery barrage. So that was the German second activation. So after their second activation now, the Soviets can now activate. Well, that 57 millimeter being disrupted is not going to be helpful at all. Disrupted units have all their combat strength and may only move 1 hex and can't enter enemy hexes. 7. Yeah. They will rather opportunity fire anyways, so they're not going to activate those guys. These guys, we don't need to, like, activate them right away because they're always going to get a shot later on. So I guess we're just going to move these guys in the wagon. 3. Oh no. Ooh. Yeah, I think it gets its full allowance. I have to check the special scenario rules, but I think that was just AFVs get the penalty and not. Let's see. Let me look at it real quick. See what it says. What was that special mud rule? It says add 1 of the movement point cost for vehicles units to enter each hex, unless the movement is along a road or into a town hex. So let me go back and undo this because I thought, right? So if that's the case, the infantry and the leader wouldn't have loaded on there because they can move faster than the truck or faster than the wagon. The wagon's only going to move 1 hex per turn, so they wouldn't have loaded on the wagon. So I'm going to undo that. So the captain will activate, which will activate himself and all the hexes around him. Let's go ahead and just 1, 2. And the captain and this guy will move together. 1. You know what? 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter because, yeah, they're just going to go that way. And then the wagon's going to go 1, 2. Crazy. I know. That's what the mud gets, I guess. Do the Soviets have any artillery? Yeah, they have artillery right there. It's not their turn, though. Where, gosh darn it, where did... where's the little window that pops up? Hey, Richard and Richard, how's you guys doing? Where is the... This thing is driving me crazy. It pops up in a little window, and you can't ever see it if you have your other stuff up. Offboard artillery. Where the hell is it? There it is. It popped up over here for some reason. Don't ask me why. Don't know. There. Yes, the Soviets have an 18 strength unit of artillery. Now I close it, hopefully. All right, and now I've closed half of my windows, so... All right, where were we? Where was we? We were moving dudes. That's what we were doing. So these guys and these guys activated. This guy's activated. That's it. Time to move on. Okie dokie. Mm-hmm. Right. Ooh, that could be a pretty brutal attack. It could be a pretty brutal attack. Moving up is not going to be easy, and it's not going to be fun. I'll tell you that. But you got to do it, so we're going to do it. I mean, we could fire with some of these guys first, but these guys, if these guys weren't demoralized and disrupted, then yeah, we could combine these to try and take out one of these groups of guys. All right. Yep, I think we're going to go ahead and activate the Hauptstuffer. Which is the... Let me get this right so I don't screw it up. Hauptsturmführer. He is a captain. He's going to activate himself and all the hexes adjacent, which will activate this Osterführer. So both of these hexes are going to be activated, all the units, and they're going to be activated to move. Yeah. Activated to move. Are we going to activate it to move or are we going to shoot? It's a great question. Let me check my chart here. I hate to waste time shooting at these guys, but where is my direct fire chart? There it is. So we have, what do we have? 18, 18, 36, 37, 38. So it'd be on the 30 column. We're going to lose 2 columns because of the encampment there. So it's going to take it down to 16 column. I believe that is all the modifiers that would come into play. So it would be on the 16 column. You know what? Let's do it. These guys are. He has got a combat modifier of 1. So he can activate all the units in his hex and combine one other hex together. So 18, 18 is 36. So we're on the 30 column, almost as high as we can go. Not quite, but unfortunately we're going to lose 2 columns for an entrenchment. Boo. So we're going to be on the 16 column. And I believe that's it. So I hate to not move up all these guys, but yeah, I think we're gonna risk it and hope for a good result. All right. So again, something really high, something really low, and it is a wow, a 2. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That is a 2x multiplier. Cha-ching, cha-ching. So it's gonna be 2 step losses. Oh, wow. 2 step losses, and they're going to have to make an M2 morale check. So 1 step loss to 1 combat unit in Hex, except for Kostop AFV, and 1 step loss to a non-APC transport unit. So this guy is gone. We know that. He is gone. The wagons got mowed down. And we're going to hide this user on our channel because they're an asshole. Alright. So wagons are gone for sure. That's the bonus. Now we have 2 step losses we need to get rid of. Hey Brian, how you doing? I think, you know, he could take both step losses in the AT gun because they're disrupted already anyways. Wow, it was a brutal attack by the Germans, but they all do get marked activated. But it was worth it, that is for sure. 2 step losses is going to be... You can take 1 and 1 and make them both. Or you could just keep the full strength infantry unit there. Hope that him and the lieutenant can... Yeah, you know what? The AT gun's not going to be as important right now because all the vehicles are over here. He can't even shoot at them. So, yep, we're going to take step loss here. Oh, wait a minute. Is this only one? This is a one always. Right. It is only a 1 step unit. So we will send a graveyard. There we go. So his other step has to come off the infantry. Boo. Flip. There we go. Now each unit needs to make a morale check M2 result. Leader first. He's an 8. He rolls an 8 plus 2, so he demoralizes. Cycle morale. And now the unit, he can still actually get his bonus to... Oh, he's got a 0, so it didn't matter. This guy is no longer a full strength unit. He is a half strength unit, so his morale is only a 6. It's only a 6. So let's see what he rolls. He rolls a 7 plus 2 is 9, because remember it's an M2. So he fails by 3 or more, which means he demoralizes. Alright, so he goes right to a demoralization. Now we had 2 step losses. So we have to see if our leaders die. Roll 2d6, subtract the number of step losses. In our case, it was 2. If it's 2 or less total, then he is killed. 7 minus 2 is 5, so he's lived, but he's very not happy at this point. So, very nice. Okay, back over to the Soviets. What are you going to do? Yeah, the Soviets are going to use their off-board artillery. Fire! Yes, they can. So, it was, what was this? It was an 18 step, right? I think it was an 18 step. And they're going to target this hex here with the disrupted, demoralized guys, I think. Alright. Attack is bombardment. He's going to be on the 16 column. And I don't believe there's any other modifiers because they're not dug in. They're not they're not in any terrain. They're not a mortar units or anything like that. So it's just flat on the 16 column. Again, looking for really high or really low. 10, that's pretty good. That's an M1 result. Ooh, this is going to be problems for the Germans now. So, let's go. So, an M1 result from the attack. That's pretty decent. It's not bad. So, the Hartstoffuhrer. He is a 9. He is a 9. He doesn't give himself the bonus, but it's an M1. Let's see if he lives through it. 9 plus 1 is 10. No! He has demoralized because he failed again. Where is it? Morale. There you go. So he goes from disrupted to demoralized. Now we have to check out the Scharfführer. He is a 9. 10 plus 1 is 11. Oh my god, they both failed. He did not fail by 3, so he is only disrupted. Wow. Brutal attacks. Wow, crazy. Alright, these are the leaders. Demoralized cannot give his bonus anymore, so that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt for sure, for sure. Actually, this guy can give his morale bonus into this hex. A +1. So, let's go with the engineer. All the way, we're going to go left to right again. We have to do the leaders first, though. So, the engineer, he is not a full strength unit. Oh, that's not the one I want. It is... Where's our... There we go, turn tech. So, they have a morale of 6 when they're reduced. Non-full strength unit. So, his morale is a 6. He's going to get a bonus because of this guy up to 7. Let's see if he makes it. He rolls an 11. Wow. So that unit he fails by 3. When you're demoralized, that just means bad things. Like, I believe he takes a step loss since he's already reduced. He's going to the graveyard. Gone. Wow. Brutal. Oof. All right, let's go next. Engineer full strength. He's got an 8 morale +1. Because of the bonus. We could use either one of these leaders next to him for the bonus. 5 plus 1 is 6. He's fine. And Farnley. I'm sorry, that engineer squad was demoralized, so his morale would be down 1 when you're demoralized. He's full strength, which is 8. -1 for demoralized is 7. +1 for the leader is 8. He is still okay, though. All right. Now let's go for the Scherzer, SCH, whatever the hell. He's full strength. He's not demoralized, so it's 8 +1 for the leader is 9. He rolled a 7. It was an M1, so 7 becomes an 8, and he's fine. So, whew, brutal artillery going on right here. Both sides laying it out. And yeah. A lot of disrupted, demoralized. Okay, so now, last thing is, there was 2 step losses. No, 1 step loss. Sorry, 1 step loss. So we have to roll for each leader to make sure they weren't killed and or mortally wounded. So we'll go with the, this is just a straight die roll, no modifiers. The only thing you add, the only modifier is the step losses. So we rolled a 7 -1 because the 1 step loss is 6. That's not 2 or less, so he's okay. And finally, the other leader, the Scharfführer. He rolls an 8 -1. He's okay. So neither one of the leaders died. Then that attack concludes. I tell you. We are going to go part 1B. Because I think I'm going to go ahead and save it and pick this up with the Germans next time we get together here. Probably, hopefully, sometime very soon. I'm having a lot of fun playing this scenario. Hopefully everyone's having fun watching it. Lots of going on. We were only on the beginning of turn 2. So if we look at victory points, again, so where are victory points? They are on the turn track. Here we go. Oh, and initiative is going to be reduced now, right? So how many step losses do each side have? We need to keep track of that. So let's go to the graveyard and see. Nobody on the field is reduced. Oh, he's reduced. So that's one step loss there. Let's look at the graveyard. Where's the graveyard? Here it is. So they lost a step there. They lost a step there. And they have a step loss here. So that's 3 step losses. So if we go back to the turn track, I reduced initiative by 1 for every 3 step losses. So his initiative is actually, poof, down to a 1 next turn. Now the Germans, they have 2 step losses for this unit. And is that it? I believe that is it for step losses. So they've lost 2 step losses. Turn track. So they reduced initiative by 1 for every 4 step losses. So they've lost 2. Oh. They've lost 3. All right. I think that's it. Wow, that was nice bombing, which is, that's kind of the thing. That's kind of this thing. It's all about wearing down your opponent, disrupting and demoralizing them, and then kind of moving in. So you can see now, this guy isn't going to be able to stop the rest of these guys. We can move these guys, eventually up here. These guys can move in here. These guys can move up here. And this heavy machine gun, yeah, he's going to get a couple shots at people. But now we got these guys disrupted, demoralized. We can just move right in there and just take over that location, just assault it. Shouldn't be much of a problem at all. So a little speed bump. We'll be able to do that next turn. So we got plenty of time to still get down here. All right. Thanks for coming out, Brian Patterson and Richard Kerr and Richard Savage, the Boo Tweezers. Everyone have a great evening. We'll see everybody next time. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, a like. And leave a comment down below if you had any questions or thoughts. And we'll see everybody next time. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Talk to you next time.